The legality of possessing a butterfly knife depends upon your local ordinances and law enforcement agencies. Because of the severe penalties for carrying a weapon, we can't stress enough the importance of consulting with your local police department. Jeff Imada, author of two best-selling books, The Balisong Manual and The Advanced Balisong Manual, is considered by many to be the leading expert on the butterfly knife. As technical advisor to Pacific Cutlery Corporation, he has been instrumental in not only designing balisong knives, but also in informing and educating the general public in safe training and manipulation. At an early age, Jeff had the unique opportunity to begin his studies under the world-renowned Filipino martial artist and leading Jeet Kune Do expert, Dan Inosanto. For over 18 years, Jeff has been an ardent student and training partner of Dan's, having performed together in exhibitions and demonstrations around the world, from England to South America, receiving enthusiastic receptions at each. Well respected by the martial arts community, he has written several articles and has appeared numerous times on the covers of major martial arts magazines. He is among an elite handful of individuals who are fully certified to teach the Filipino martial art of Kali and Jeet Kune Do, the highly effective system developed by Dan Inosanto and the late Bruce Lee. In addition to his extensive martial arts background, Jeff is probably the best known but least recognized martial artist in the motion picture and television industry. Apart from personally introducing the knife to the likes of Tom Selleck and Sylvester Stallone, he has included balisongs in numerous featured films and TV shows including Streets of Fire, T.J. Hooker, Magnum P.I., The A-Team, Rambo, and The Golden Child. In 1985, at the first annual Stuntman's Awards, Jeff received an award for the best fight sequence in the Knight Rider television series. In Big Trouble in Little China, Jeff played the leader of the Lords of Death, where he displayed his expertise with both the balisong knife and the telescopic staff.
Hi, my name is Jeff Imada, and I'm going to be instructing you in the use of the balisong knife. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about is safety. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is take a narrow strip of tape, preferably duct tape, place it on the edge of your blade. Make sure the tape does not cover the whole blade, otherwise the knife will not be able to open and close properly. This will prevent you from being cut while we learn how to manipulate the knife. In this next demonstration, we're going to use a specially machined knife and blade designed by Pacific Cutlery without an edge, okay? Okay, there's a right way and a wrong way to hold your balisong. The wrong way is to hold the handle where the cutting edge touches your fingers. Okay, this will cause you to get cut here. The right way is to hold the handle with the back side of the blade touching your fingers. Okay, if it's a false upper edge, choke up on your handle, and this will prevent you from being cut. Some of the common cuts that will occur when you're learning how to use your balisong is, as you're opening the handle, your fingers will grab the blade, or your thumb. Okay, same thing will occur when you're closing it. Your fingers or thumb may get in the way. In this position here, you may accidentally have your fingers in the way, closing or opening it. The wrong way is to hold the handle where the cutting edge touches your fingers. The right way is to hold the handle with the back side of the blade touching your fingers. This grip here is an ice pick grip. The cutting edge in offers very limited cutting surface. This is an ice pick with a cutting edge out. It provides a lot more cutting surface. The modified ice pick is the cutting edge in with the wider hand span, provides more strength and wrist stability. The modified ice pick with cutting edge out. The ice pick grip with the cutting edge out, this would be a very effective fighting tool by merely bringing the blade parallel to your arm. Okay. Reverse hatchet grip with the cutting edge up. Okay, with your thumb in. Reverse hatchet grip with the cutting edge up. Hatchet grip with the cutting edge down. There's a saber grip with the cutting edge down. Reverse saber grip with the cutting edge up. Okay, from here, this is a foil grip. And these are various chambered type grips, okay? For striking with a closed balisong handle. Now you're ready to learn some basic openings and closings of the balisong knife. This is a single flip up opening and closing technique. Holding the safe handle, drop and flip the opposing handle up and catch by turning your palm up to an open position. To close, rotate the handle, still holding the safe handle, drop and flip the opposing handle up and catch to a closed position. This is an ice pick drop and catch opening. Holding handle with your fingers, swing opposing handle down and out, move your fingers and catch to an open position. This is a forward drop and catch opening and closing. This is one of the quickest openings you'll see. Holding the safe handle, swing opposing handle around and up to an open position. To close, rotate handle and swing opposing handle around and up to a closed position. This is a latch drop opening and closing technique. Pop the latch with your thumb, grab the latch, snap your wrist down and up, causing the safe handle to swing around to an open position. To close, still holding the latch, snap your wrist down and up, causing the safe handle to swing to a closed position. This is a thumb and index finger side flip opening. Holding the safe handle, snap your wrist to the side, causing the opposing handle to come around to an open position. This is a horizontal double flip opening and closing technique. Letting the safe handle rotate freely in your hand, swing opposing handle around in a clockwise motion 1.5 revolutions and back to an open position. This is a very popular technique used quite extensively in many major motion pictures and TV shows, such as Streets of Fire, Matt Houston, and Magnum P.I. To close, swing opposing handle around 1.5 revolutions clockwise and back to a closed position. This is a single flip outside opening and closing technique. Rotate wrist down counterclockwise and swing opposing handle to the outside and catch in an open position. This opening is quite similar to the single flip up opening. To close, rotate handle down counterclockwise and swing opposing handle up to the outside and catch in an open position. This is a double flip down out to in opening and closing technique. Holding the safe handle, swing opposing handle out, coming back in, and swing it back up to an open position. To close, swing out, back in, and up to a closed position.
Many people say a warrior in ancient times killed 29 opponents. That's why they call it Vainten Webi, commemorating the feat that he defeated 29 opponents with a folded knife. Bali means to break, and song is the horn of the carabao. So it means break the horn, or click click they call it. Sometimes it's referred to as the Batangas knife because it came from the Batangas province.
About 10 years ago, I was interested in knives, and I had played with butterfly knives that my father had given me and I'd gotten from relatives of mine from the Philippines, and I wanted to build a very, very dependable knife, and I thought that the butterfly was a wonderful design.
In the early 70s, Lester de Assis pioneered the manufacture of high-quality balisong knives in the United States. By utilizing modern aerospace technology and high-quality components, he was able to produce a durable, multi-purpose knife, which would become the pattern for most butterfly knives on the market today.
Ours are one-piece handles machined from solid pieces of metal, whereas the Filipino versions are made up of scraps of material that are hammered and formed into that basic U channel, which is the basic outlay of the knife handle. And we have a one-piece integral design where perhaps the Filipino models may have as many 7 or 8 components making up each handle, which means that they don't benefit from a singular one-piece integral design that would offer the strength that ours have become known for, and ours have actually revolutionized this particular knife and have legitimized the knife from a weak, undependable or undependable at most type product to one of the knives that's recognized by the modern world today as the strongest folding design available.
The balisong is classified as a non-typical folder, a typical folder being a regular pocket folding knife. The balisong itself, though ancient in concept, is truly ingenious in terms of form following function. It completely eliminates the need for a blade protecting sheath. Instead, the balisong conveniently and safely stores in half its length, and the handles do double duty by sheathing the blade as well as quickly pivoting around to form a sturdy handle. The balisong is an improvement over the typical folding knife because it can be opened with only one hand.
Each of our butterfly knives is made up of a blade and 2 handles as being the basic ingredients, and of course a locking latch. Most pocket knives have maybe as many as 10 working parts, and they have to have those working parts supported by handle slabs. You have liners, your inserts, and your bolsters, and those all have to be put together. And again, like the original Filipino butterfly knives, you had one part pinned or glued to another part, and the knife was only as strong as its weakest link. Whereas in our knives, you'll notice that each handle is one piece with the U shape in it. There's really nothing to break, come off, chip. There's no rivets to fail on it. It's just one piece of metal. It began the manufacturing process as a singular bar of steel, and we basically machined everything away that's not a knife handle. The knives themselves start out as raw stainless steel, and each one is hand profiled.
Construction of a custom balisong begins with the knife maker, using an electric scriber and blade template to first trace the shape of a custom blade onto specially blended 440C stainless steel. Next, with a drill press and special drill fixtures, both the handle and tang holes are drilled into the blade. Precise holes are required for perfect alignment necessary in the final assembly stage. The hand process continues, with the knife maker carefully utilizing a grinder to make the finishing profile on the blade. Careful attention is required to prevent excessive grinding in any one spot, which would render the blade useless. In fact, a knife's efficiency and appearance is determined by the grinder. Each blade is then heat treated to produce a degree of hardness necessary to take and hold an edge. The next step entails marking the finished blades. An electrochemical etching machine and stencil are used to permanently mark each blade with the famous balisong logo. Once all components have been completed, the knife is ready for assembly. Basic assembly of the balisong includes hammering the tang pin into the blade, aligning the handle holes with the blade holes and inserting the pins, and finally aligning the latch and inserting the pin. Balisongs require many testing procedures to make sure the parts fit properly and work well. The blade must fold into the handle at the proper angle without touching the sides, and must lie flat, open and closed. Before each balisong leaves the planet Pacific Cutlery, it goes through about 85 hand and machine processes requiring roughly 24 hours of labor. With the use of specially designed pneumatic squeezers, the blade and latch pins are permanently put into place. These exposed pin ends are then ground down and polished smooth. A belt grinder equipped with a fine grit abrasive is used to apply the sharp edge on the completed knife. Constant, even hand pressure is required to produce a small edge on both sides of the blade. This grinding process is one of the most important steps in the construction of the balisong. Lastly, a hard felt wheel is used to remove rough burrs and to give the blade a mirrored, polished finish. The result? A high-quality, multi-purpose balisong.
The popularity of the knives stems from several factors. I think the most important factor is that the knife is unique in a method of opening and closing, that in the locked and open position, it's very, very difficult to disengage the lock and break it like many conventional lockback folders. Also, the methods of opening them, as some people have developed, are actually very beautiful, and you have the curiosity aspect of it, and also there's a dexterity and skill factor, and there's a challenge, for people to learn how to work this particular knife and actually learn how to appreciate the nuances that our knives have and no other knife has. And Jeff has been wonderful in helping me blend the two different types of world. He's come in, he is one of our technical advisors, he's on staff. We depend on his input, and we've actually named one of our blades after him because it's certainly one of the most popular custom blades that we offer, and he was fairly instrumental in helping us design it. We have a tremendous amount of pride in what we've done, and I have a tremendous amount of personal satisfaction based on the fact that I took a very humble design and have made it one of the most premier products, most dynamic products that the cutlery industry has ever experienced.
Now that you've learned the basic movements of the balisong, we'll move on to some more advanced variations. This is a drop, twist, and catch opening and closing technique. Swing handle down and out, twist your grip, and swing up to open. Swing handle down and out, twist your grip, and swing up to close. This is a double flip up opening. Letting safe handle rotate in your hand, flip handle up twice to an open position. This is a single flip finger twirl closing technique. Swing handle out, insert middle finger, twirl in, swing handle up to a closed position. Single flip index whip twirl and catch opening. Flip handle out, insert index finger, flip handle in, whip handle out, change grip, and catch in an open ice pick position. This is a single flip helicopter spin opening, clockwise. Holding the safe handle, flip opposing handle out. Let the handle rotate freely in your hand and spin the knife clockwise 1.5 times. Flip handle out and back in to an open position. Single flip helicopter spin opening counterclockwise. Holding the safe handle, flip opposing handle out, let the handle rotate freely in your hand and spin the knife counterclockwise 1.5 times. Flip handle out and back in to an open position. This is a finger snap helicopter spin and single flip opening. Snap handles clockwise, rotate handles 1.5 times, flip out and in to an open position. This is a finger snap double flip opening. Holding the tang end of the knife, snap fingers causing knife to rotate open counterclockwise. Grab safe handle and flip knife out and in to an open position. This is a double flip opening and closing technique. Drop and swing handle up, then out, then in to an open position. Drop and swing handle up, then out and in to a closed position. This is a single flip finger twirl and double flip opening. Swing opposing handle out and in, twirl with middle and third finger, place index finger on top of handle to stop on middle finger. Finish by using a double flip down opening. Use a single flip up technique to close.
The everyday uses of the balisong knife are endless. The obvious advantage over the typical folding knife is its ability to be safely opened and used with only one hand. Whether at work or at home, indoors or out, the balisong is a helpful tool.
This is a single flip finger twirl drop and catch opening. This technique requires a great deal of finger dexterity, so please don't get discouraged if you don't get it right away. Start with a single flip out and in, finger twirl, this is a single flip finger twirl and propeller opening and closing technique. single flip out, finger twirl, propeller spin 1.5 times to an open position. To close, swing a handle out, in, finger twirl, and up to a closed position. This is a double flip finger twirl opening and closing technique. Double flip out, flip back in, the finger twirl, and catch to an ice pick position. One of the closing techniques you can use is a forward drop and catch closing. This is a triple flip opening and closing technique. Letting the safe handle rotate freely in your hand, flip the opposing handle up and in towards yourself 3 times to catch in an open position. To close, turn handle down and flip towards yourself 3 times. Remember to let the safe handle rotate in your hand and catch to a closed position. This is a double flip, finger twirl, triple flip opening and closing. Starting with a double flip out, reverse direction, use a finger twirl, finish up by using a triple flip out, back up to an open position. To close, use a double flip down, out to in, closing technique. This is a double flip, double hand exchange for opening and closing. By using some of the basic concepts, you'll now be able to develop some of your own techniques. This move is not as complex as it looks because it's actually made up of various basic techniques. The hand exchanges are quite simple, single flips. The hand slap is to change direction of the handle to end up in a saber grip.
When I was growing up in Stockton, California in the 40s, every kid, Filipino kid, knew how to use at least 2 or 3 motions on the balisong. And it was just natural. We're talking about openings. And it was just very natural. Just like the kids play with tops and yo-yos, every Filipino kid knew something about it. And then there was a time period where it sort of disappeared. But in the Eskrima systems, it has always remained in the Eskrima system because what you hold in your left hand usually is a dagger. And you use it for disarming, and you use it for slashing, you use it for thrusting. So many people, like I said, in the Eskrima systems, prefer to teach it as an auxiliary weapon to the stick, or it could be used by itself. But learning it as a system in a functional way is another thing. So what we learned was the techniques when I got in the Kali and the Eskrima. The opening I sort of knew. See, because they used to tell us, now it's not the opening, it's when the knife is out, is how to use it. So it is taught as part of the double dagger system, and the single dagger system, and the stick and dagger system, or the sword and dagger system. The balisong can be used closed in this manner as a hand weight. 5 sides hitting this way, this way, this way, okay, this way. Many efficient, it can be used in a reverse grip, such as this manner, okay. There are various different ways you can use it. It can be used open in the what we call heaven position, or it could be used in earth position, okay? The techniques, in my morality form, if you're empty hands, I don't think you have a right to use it in this manner, unless your life depended upon it. But I prefer to use it as if a punch were to come out here, striking here and then hitting, and then going in here, and then maybe you can control with the knife out, according to morality, because I don't think you should stick a man if he has no weapon. But that's just one of my own philosophy and morality on that part, okay? Jeff, if I had a favorite student, and I have a lot of favorite students, but I would say that he has to rank up there as probably one of my favorite students. One, because of his willingness to learn. I like his character. I like his personality. I like his morality. And that's the key thing, and plus the fact that he has, I feel, very natural ability. He learns quickly, and he knows how to ad-lib, he knows how to create. And I think that's probably why I like him as a student. He's what I would call a teacher's ideal student. I think it's addictive. Once you learn how to open it, it's very addictive. You tend to play with it. It's a thing you can play with if you're fidgety or whatever. And it's kind of flashy, and it's kind of challenging to learn different openings and things of that nature. It becomes sort of like an acrobatic things or a gymnastic thing you can do with a knife. And that's one aspect of the balisong. Not only as a fighting weapon, but it can be used as a finger dexterity exercise type of thing, and people like that, and it's something you learn, and it's fun to play with, very addictive.
Aerial techniques should be practiced with great care and safety. Start by taping the blade, wearing a glove, wearing foot protection, and if necessary, place a pad underneath the knife in case you happen to miss or drop it. This is a toss and catch opening. This is one of the first aerial techniques I practiced while on the set of Uncommon Valor. This is a toss and catch opening with a latch variation. Notice the position of the handle. There's a finger flip, toss and catch closing. Double flip, toss and catch opening. There's a drop swing, toss and catch opening. single flip finger twirl toss and catch opening. I hope you enjoyed the material that was presented here. I'd like to thank Danny Nisano and Lester Diasis for appearing in the tape, and please always remember to treat your knife with respect, because it's not a toy.